Good morning, dear students. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and the subject today we are studying is Cambridge O-Levels Physics 5054. We are working on the chapter, the Solar System, and this is the new chapter which is added into the Physics 5054 syllabus. And in this video, we are going to learn about the moon which orbits the Earth. So we are going to talk about the moon of the Earth. Okay, so the moon is 384,400 kilometers from the Earth and more than 25% of Earth's diameter. Once every month, the moon orbits the Earth. Each orbit takes 27.3 days. It spins around once on its axis in exactly the same time, so only one side of the moon's surface can be seen. Okay. The moon is the brightest object in the night sky, but it does not give out any light itself. It shines only because its surface reflects sunlight. One half of the moon is always lit by the sun, but as it travels around the Earth, different amounts of the sunlit side can be seen. This is why the moon seems to change shape. These are called the phases of the moon. A lunar month is the time between one full moon and the next. This is slightly longer than the time the moon takes to orbit the Earth because the Earth is also moving. The moon has no atmosphere and its surface is simply dust pitted with craters created by meteoroids smashing into its history. On the moon's surface are large, dark patches called seas because that is what people once believed they were. They are actually lava flows from ancient volcanoes. One side of the moon is always turned away from the Earth and is called its far side. This is because the moon spins around on its axis at exactly the same speed that it orbits the Earth. The moon's gravity is 17% of the Earth's, so astronauts in space suits can jump up to 4 meters high. So here are some diagrams given, and I can show you by making them a little larger. This one, it says the moon is the only other place that humans have ever visited in space. It has no atmosphere or wind. So the footprints created in its dusty surface in 1969 by the Apollo astronauts are still there today, perfectly preserved. So, unlike the Earth's surface, which changes by the hour, the moon's dusty crater-pitted surface has remained much the same for billions of years. The only change happens when a meteoroid smashes into it and creates a new crater. During the first half of each monthly cycle, the moon waxes, or you can say grows, from a crescent-shaped new moon to a full moon. During the second half, it wanes dwindles back to a crescent-shaped old moon. So this is the new moon, this is the crescent moon, this is the first quarter moon, this is the gibbous moon, this is the full moon. Eclipses. When one space object, such as the moon, blocks out the light from another, such as the sun, an eclipse occurs. A lunar eclipse is when the moon travels behind the earth and into the earth's shadow. Earth is between the moon and the sun. And the lunar eclipse happen about once or twice a year and last only a few hours. In a total lunar eclipse, the moon turns rust red. Lunar eclipse can be seen from anywhere on the half of the earth facing the moon. A solar eclipse is when the moon comes between the sun and the earth, causing a shadow up to 270 kilometers wide on to the earth's surface. The total eclipse of the sun, the moon passes directly in front of the sun, completely covering it so that only its corona can be seen. There are at least 2 solar eclipses every year, but they are only visible from a narrow strip of the world. Totality is when the moon blocks out the face of the sun completely. It only lasts for a few minutes. Solar eclipses are possible because the moon is 400 times smaller than the sun and is also 400 times closer to the earth. This means the sun and the moon appears to be the same size in the sky. So during a total solar eclipse of the sun, the moon blocks out everything except the sun's corona. So here you have the moon, here you have the earth, the shadow of the eclipse, and here is the sun. Then we have tides. The tides are produced due to the moon. Ocean tides are the rise and fall of the water level in the Earth's oceans. They occur twice a day. The gravitational pull of the moon and the sun creates the ocean tides on Earth. The moon's pull creates 2 bulges in the ocean, one below the moon and one on the opposite side of the Earth. As the Earth spins, the tidal bulges seems to move around the world, creating 2 high tides every day. Spring tides are very high tides that happen when the sun and moon are in line and combine their pull. Neap tides are small tides that happen when the sun and moon are at right angle to the earth and their pulls are weakened by working against one another. The solid earth has tides too, but they are very slight and the earth only moves about 0.5 meter. Tides are also any upheaval created by the pull of gravity as one space object orbits another. Moons orbiting large planets undergo huge tidal pulls. Jupiter's moon, Lu, is stretched so much that its interior is heated enough to create volcanoes. Whole galaxies can be affected by tidal pulls, making them stretch as they are tugged by the gravitational pull of other passing galaxies. So here we have, at the high tide, the water level rises, and at the low tide, the water level goes down again. At the high tide, the water level rises. At the low tide, the water level goes down. So, my dear student, this was about the moon and its effects on the earth. And I hope that you have learned something from it. You see, in these topics, we have lot of information, lot of facts, lot of figures, lot of numbers, and so there is not much to explain. Okay, so please, if you find this video interesting, useful, please like this video, also share this video, and also watch more videos on moon and on the solar system from the YouTube. That will help you to learn this topic and practice this concept, and practice them and write answers about this concept in your papers. So thank you very much. God bless you.